Well, good morning. Today we're down in Greenwood, South Carolina, visiting with my good roller friend and friend all around, James Turner. James Turner is known for breeding rollers, and he started this deal here, kind of a roller mini convention. All is welcome 2 years ago, and this is the second one. We're going to have people here today from all over the country to come to look at the rollers, talk about rollers, and then James is going to fly some. We'll see some of the fancy birds he's got. He's got some great color rollers. So we're going to go out here now, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking to different breeders from all over the country. They'll tell you kind of their story. So just stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, I have with me my very good friend, James Turner, Greenwood, South Carolina. We're down at his house today. You've seen several videos that I've done with James through the years, and anyway, we're doing something special down here today, and I'm gonna let James tell you about it.
Okay, Danny Joe, this is the second year we've done this, and just a couple of years ago I decided just to get all the old timers back together, and we had probably 75 80 people, and it was real successful. We had a good time, and it's try to promote the hobby. It seems like the roller hobby is kind of dying, and we're doing everything we can to try to promote it and get a few extra people.
Right. So we're looking at a bigger crowd here today, right?
I expect it to be a good bit bigger.
Right. And where do you know the furthest anybody's come?
We've got them from Ohio, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Right.
Basically that's in Alabama. They got
Right.
pretty much all over the southeast, Indiana.
Right. Well, this is a good thing here. I didn't get to make it the other 2 years. I was ailing at that time, but I'm down here today, and John and I came down here, and of course I think so much of you it ain't even funny, and we're friends instantly, and that's something that pigeon people have in common. They can make friends real quick.
You got that right.
When you're talking to somebody about something you love to do and they love to do it, it makes it easy. That's the truth. Well, we're looking forward to it. I'm gonna try to talk to some more of these clowns and get their report too. And I thank you, James.
Danny Joe, one thing I'd like to say is what I'm really proud of here today. We've got some of the roller people, some of the best, and these are outstanding people. And of course, everybody's outstanding, but we've got a lot of well-known people here.
Well, that's good. That's what it's all about.
That's it.
Thank you, James.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got Barry Works with me this morning. He's a roller breeder. And where are you from, Barry?
I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yes, sir. Born and raised there.
Well, that's good. A lot of people move down there from up north.
Yes, sir.
They like
Many
your
of
weather.
them. I've been there 69 years.
How long you've had pigeons?
I've had pigeons probably 40 years altogether.
Really?
I flew backyard for 35 years, and I've been flying competition for the last 5 years.
So how you doing in the competition?
Well, this year I did real good. I had a good set of birds. I lost some birds, and I put some young birds in my kit, and I come in 6th in the NBRC National Flight.
Is that the plaque you got there? Hold that
Yes,
up
sir.
a little bit.
Yes, sir. That's the plaque. That's my first one.
First plaque.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Good. I'm a fisherman. I can remember my first tournament trophy that I got, and it was in 1975.
Really?
Can you believe that?
Yes,
I got some after that, but the first tournament I fished in,
Yes.
I finished 4th in. Well, that's great. Now, what bloodline of birds do you have?
Mostly I have Rick Mee.
Rick Mee?
Yeah, I have a few Ty Coleman birds.
Right,
I flew, I think, 2 of his birds in my kit
right,
this year. They were young birds. They were 4.5 months old.
right. But so Rick Mee is basically your foundation.
Yes, sir. That's my foundation. I started off with 1 pair.
Well, that's all it takes.
And out of the 11 birds, 8 of them was Rick Mee's, and I had 2 from 2012, 2 from 2013, 2 from 2014.
Well, that's good.
So
how many birds you have overall?
Overall, I probably have 75 birds right now.
Okay.
I've bred 35 this year.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough to work with.
Yes, sir.
That's
It's a small operation, but I fly the best and cull the rest. If they don't do what I want to do, they're down the road.
I hear you.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
look, I appreciate you taking this time to talk to me.
Yes, sir.
And
It's my pleasure.
nice meeting you and everything. And we all enjoy this hobby, and we all got something very much in common.
Very much do, sir.
So thank you very much. We'll have with me this morning another roller flyer and breeder is Arif Mumtaz. And where are you from now?
Originally from Turkey, but I live in Florida.
You live in Florida. How long you been in Florida? Your whole life? Something since you got over here?
About 22 years.
Oh, okay. All right. And you told me a while ago you're a school teacher. Is that
I
right?
am. I teach in high school.
What do you teach?
I teach computer science.
How about that? That's great. I hope you enjoy that.
I do.
Well, you're a big time pigeon breeder now. You breed rollers and what else?
Turkish tumblers, Iranian high flyers, and I also do white homing pigeons.
Right. Do you use a release business, or is that just something you
I
just-
do on the side just to support my hobby.
Right.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But is your main thing rollers?
Rollers and Turkish tumblers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they perform the Turkish tumblers?
How they? Yeah, they do. They got a very unique performance. They dive through the coop.
Mhm.
You fly them solo like the Oriental rollers, and they go sky high like how you know how the rollers roll down.
Mhm.
They go up as they tumble, and they tumble, they go up again. They tumble, they go up again.
Okay. I had some of those one time.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
like clap their wings together.
They do. They do. Yeah.
Some people call them clappers or something. They have a
They
nickname?
come from Asiatic crack tumblers.
Okay.
That's a family.
Right.
They all clap very loudly when they tumble. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like I
Yes.
said, I had a pair of them one time, and that's what the guy told me. And I let them out. He said, "You ain't got to worry about them flying off." He said, "They won't fly off on you most likely." They didn't.
Yeah.
But it's pretty unique. That's pretty unique.
Yeah.
I know, talking to James, that you really like the genetics end of the pigeon.
I try to learn. Yeah.
try to learn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he's a pretty good teacher, isn't he?
James? Oh yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
So, what's your specialty? You got something you're breeding now, a particular color or something?
Well, I was until I met James. So James saved me 30 years, if not more. I don't have to do anything more. He did it all. So there is no reason to reinvent the wheel. So I'm just gonna take his birds,
And
try to get them to next level. I don't know what that next level is. They're already up there.
Right.
But so I just study them basically. I don't have to do any projects because James complete them all for us.
Yeah, I got some of his birds. I know exactly
Yeah,
what you're talking
yeah.
about. It's already done.
Yeah, it is done.
You can't do it.
there is no need to
That's right.
redo it.
Well, that's a blessing that you met him.
I did.
And he's such a generous guy.
He is.
You know, and
He is.
he's just a great guy. I love him to death. Well, look, I appreciate you, Arif. I
Thank
met
you.
you down here a long time ago, but I appreciate you.
No, thank you very much.
Talking to the people, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's very good. Okay, I got with me now Vance Kennedy. And Vance, where are you from?
I'm from Cross Hill. It's about 8 miles up the road.
Oh, okay. Well, you're just a local neighbor then.
I'm a local neighbor, right?
So you known James a long time, I guess.
I met James when I was 10 years old, and he was 18.
Really?
He lived in Joanna, and I lived up in the big city of Barstow, which is about 10 more miles up the road.
Right.
And James had been trading chickens and dogs and pigeons, and since we were
You forgot horses. He
never.
had some horses one time.
Yeah, I think I missed that phase, but I had horses too.
Oh, you did?
James and I kind of like whatever he's into. If we don't see each other for 5-6 years, whatever he's into, I'm close behind.
Right.
And I don't even know that he's got it.
Right.
He's raised Dobermans. I was raising Dobermans.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So how long you had pigeons though?
Had pigeons since I was about 7 years old.
Okay.
Started out with common pigeons like everybody else, I guess, and I showed Oriental frills till
Right.
it got to the point that I didn't like to keep all those feeders.
Right.
I tried hand feeding and all that, and I was successful with it, but it just got to be more high maintenance than I wanted.
Right.
Then I raised American show racers for a while,
Right.
and tried to did good with that.
Mhm.
And that's when I got into genetics, and loved the genetics part of it better than anything else.
Right.
And then met James somewhere. We started talking pigeons, and so he got me some rollers, a little kit of rollers, and I've been raising his stock of birds for probably 20 or more years.
Really? Well, that's good. He's got a good stock of birds. I can
Oh, yeah.
tell you. I can tell you that. No, I don't find anything wrong with them. Well, that's good. You had all that background with all those different breeds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, John and I both raise blondinettes. So
Oh, yeah.
so we know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And they are a little painful.
Yeah.
But see, now they're so expensive, you can afford to be a little bit painful with them.
Yeah.
But in fact, he races, so he's got homers to feed his.
Uh-huh.
And I had a few homers, and we just got me a good flock of homers I'm going to use to raise mine. Homers seem to do the best job, but I guess everybody's got their opinion. So what do you do for a living?
I'm
You
retired.
retired?
Yeah, I've been retired now for about 5 years and loving it. It was greatest job I've ever had.
Well, being retired or the job?
Being retired.
Oh,
I'm a grass cutter now.
oh, okay.
It seems like all I do is cut grass.
Right, right. That can get more than you can handle too. Now
That's
you
it.
know that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to talk to you, Vance.
Good to
And,
see you.
Good to see you. And
Danny Joe. Oh, Fred.
right.
I've seen you on Facebook or not Facebook, internet or
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same one.
Same guy.
Yeah, we'll have this on there too.
All right. That's
Okay.
good.
Thank you for talking with us now.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I have with me Cliff Ball. And Cliff's from, you call it Greensboro, or what do you call it?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Right. I've actually been to Cliff's house one time. Got a son lives in Greensboro. Tell me what you think about what's going on here today.
It's just going to be a fun event. We really look forward to coming to James and seeing his birds and the fellowship of all the guys that have been working with his birds for 10, 20 years is just a lot of fun.
It's a mind blowing, isn't it?
It really is.
Yes. That's great.
Quite a few of us have worked with James birds over the years and just trying to carry on his legacy.
Well, you've tried other bloodlines, haven't you?
Yeah, I've probably tried a dozen different bloodlines on the side as projects. I'm a guy who believes that you really need to raise 100 birds from a family before you can really and work with them yourself before you can judge them. You know, guys
Right.
will try to get a couple of pair of birds and
Right.
raise 10 birds and try to evaluate a family. That's pretty tough to do.
Right.
So I've done it that way and haven't ever. I found a lot of good families. Like all families have good birds and bad birds,
Right.
but haven't found any that maybe want to replace James's.
Well, you know, the thing I like about them is they're smart and they are easy to train. That's one thing I can say. I can say for them. And the performance is in there. A lot of times people can't get that performance out of them because they don't know how to train them. But that's kind of on them. You know, we can't do everything for them.
I give a lot of pigeons away every year, kits of birds to guys all around the country, and it's just fun for me to see guys do well with them, win in their regions in competition. So it's definitely there. James has done an awesome job breeding performance in this family, and it's just our job to try and maintain that for him.
Yeah. I've read your article. It's been a long time ago about the color that you wrote. What was the title of it?
James Turner, the man who put
Color.
color in the spin.
Right.
And I wrote that about 8 or 10 years ago. It's been around a long time, and I still get a lot of requests
Yeah.
for copies of it.
Right. Right. Well, look, Cliff, I appreciate it. Appreciate you taking us a little bit of time with us, and maybe we're
problem.
making a little history today.
Good to see you, Danny.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, I have with me Ron Banks, and you're from Ohio. Is that right? Whereabouts?
Correct. North Jackson, Ohio.
Right.
It's about 12 miles west of Youngstown, Ohio.
Right. Still don't mean nothing to me, but I know where Ohio is. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah. But how long you been messing with these crazy little birds?
I've been messing with these birds since I've been 8 years old, and I'm 70 years old today. This week, I'm 70 years old.
So
And-
you've had them that long.
I've had them that long, all except for like 4 years when I first got married,
Right.
but then I got back into them
Right.
right after that.
You had to condition your wife there.
Oh, yeah, but
I
she's
know.
a good woman, and it wasn't too hard to condition her.
Right. Well, this function here, did you come to the first one down here?
Absolutely. I've been to these functions as long as I can remember. I've been knowing James and the gang from down here in South Carolina for more than 30 years. And we used to alternate our functions between Ohio and South Carolina every other year with Wally Fort and Frank Dallas and Jim Miller and Walt Harder and a bunch of other great pigeon people that
Right.
we all knew of. And we just enjoy it, and I enjoy all the hospitality that we receive down here. James Turner and his wife Vicki are the greatest people I've ever met in my life. And
I'd have to second that.
yeah,
But so you fly performance or you just backyard?
I'm just backyard. I did fly performance, but I would just rather fly in my own backyard and enjoy having somebody come over watch them
I
with
got
me.
you. I understand completely.
Yep.
That's the way I am. Well, look, I appreciate you taking this time. I appreciate you making this drive down here now. How long was that?
It was 11 hours.
11 hours.
11
so
hours.
you got to be a pigeon man to drive 11 hours
Yes,
to
sir.
come to a function.
Yes, sir.
Because me and my partner there behind the camera, we go to Louisville, and it takes us 12 hours.
Yes.
And we wish they had one once a month
There-
because we
there
have
you
so
go.
much fun.
And-
But I do appreciate your time you spend. I appreciate your comments.
And I thank you, and I do want to make a comment. It's been a real pleasure meeting you. I've heard an awful lot about you through James, and everything he said is true.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. All right. Okay, I have with me Dennis Cook. He's from Concord, North Carolina, and I'm from North Carolina. I'm from Kinston, but I'm a little, probably take me as long to get to Concord almost to get down here.
Right.
How long have you been messing with these little
I
bombers?
started in 07.
07?
Yes, sir.
Right. Well, you're new compared to a lot of these guys, aren't you?
I sure am.
Did you have any other pigeons before then? Any breeds?
I had all kinds before that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Years ago when I was a kid.
Right, right. You never get it out of you, do you?
No, sir.
Once it
Sure
gets in
don't.
your blood or your genes or whatever it is, it's always there. Do you fly competition?
I do.
You love it?
Yeah, I absolutely love it.
Competition adds something to everything.
It does to
I'm
me.
a past tournament fisherman, retired.
Okay.
Retired. So I know what you're talking about. What family of birds do you use?
James Turner, Don Simpson.
Well, they're about the same, aren't they?
Yeah, they all South Carolina birds.
Right.
Right.
Right. Okay, he said moving them crazy. I can do this. Just stand still right there a minute. So what kind of bloodline do you fly?
South Carolina birds, which come from James Turner and Don Simpson.
Okay. I don't believe I met Don Simpson. I heard his name. I heard your name a lot too. But
Well, all that wasn't true on my name.
it wasn't. What do you think about this function we're having down here?
Oh, I think it's great. You get everybody together from all around the country.
Right.
Everybody come here, have one thing in common: the birds, and
Right.
have good guys.
Bird breeders or pigeon breeders are easy to get along with people. You know.
Yeah, they are, especially here in the Carolinas. Everybody, it's not about money; it's about helping each other.
Right. You're right. You're so right. Well, look, Dennis, I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Dan
you
Joe.
for spending a little time with me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You have a good
Bye-bye.
day.
Okay, here with me Larry Williams. And Larry, you're pretty local. Where are you from?
I'm from Johnston, South Carolina, about 45 minutes from here.
Oh, so you probably get up here every now and then, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
It's always fun to come to James. Isn't it?
like a kid in Kansas, though.
Yeah.
See something different every time.
What do you think about this function here?
Oh, it's good. It's good. We're organized and appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be here this year. I couldn't come 2 years ago. I was having some health problems, but I'm glad to be here today.
Yeah, I'm
Praise
glad
the
to have
Lord.
you. Glad to
Praise the
have you.
Lord. So you raise anything other than rollers?
I got white homers. I just got some color homers yesterday from Mike Tucker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I like flying birds.
Right. What bloodline do you fly rollers?
James Turner.
Period.
I got a few other birds that I know I fly different, but I mostly keep them straight. James
Right.
Turner. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't have nothing but James's
Yeah.
birds. So how long you been doing this?
Whoa, at least 30 years probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why do you like it so much?
It's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of nice people, and you get to look up at God when you're watching the birds.
That's right. I never thought about that. Looking at the
You
guy.
look up the ones heaven.
You're exactly right. Yeah, I never thought about that. But, well, look, I'm glad I could meet you. I've talked to you. I think I've talked to you on the phone. Glad to meet you, Larry.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
thank
giving
you,
us this
Danny.
time.
All right.
I just want to thank everybody for coming today. It's a big crowd. It's hot, and I know it's rough standing out here, but I appreciate it. And this is the second year we've had it. It looked like the crowd is a little bit bigger, but we got a good kit going here. And again, we need to do this more often and at different places. So everybody agree, raise their hand. Who's going to do it? Raise their hand. There you go. We got some takers. All right, anyway, what I want to tell you about is to make sure everybody knows these raffle tickets is what you're going to get. Now, we're going to probably have like 50 birds, and we didn't want it to be a money-making event. We simply want it to be as many people get the chance to get birds as we can. Now, Jimmy Waters is around here someplace, and Jimmy has donated 20 birds. And if you hadn't seen Jimmy's birds fly, you hadn't seen any birds fly, I'm going to tell you. I mean, he'll make you stand up. You can't sit down and watch him. And the second kid of birds is mine, and I ain't going to talk about them. Because I got a flying right today. Jimmy hadn't. But then the third ones is we got, I can't hear, but anyway, we got a donation of 6 birds. Then we got 2 guys that's donating 4 birds. And then Ty Coleman has got 2 pair of breeders. Now, this is the order we're going to draw in. So, everybody will know. And when we get through all of these, it'll be in this order. So we're taking the most birds and just working our way down. It's nothing to do with anything else other than numbers. And Van Newsom has generously brought 12 these carpenter bee traps. And if you don't believe they work, I caught 174 this year. And they're going to be, they had 12, Van? You got 12 of these bee traps? Okay, we're going to break them up in groups of 4 because you can take 4 and do some serious damage. And just again, I want to thank you all for coming. And we're going to fly some birds in a few minutes, and we're going to eat at 12 o'clock, and we'll have the raffle afterwards a little bit. Yeah, it'll be after we eat. So people will have time. If you want to buy a raffle ticket, you can buy one. If you don't, we got all the hot dogs you can eat. And I believe I got a couple other gentlemen. Ron Banks will have a word.
Okay, again, just to reiterate what James said, we want to thank everybody for coming. Hope everybody has a good time, but especially we want to thank this individual I'm going to talk about. He's near and dear to a lot of our hearts, and if you people do not know him, it's your problem. You need to know him. He's one of the greatest people I've ever met in my life. I love the guy. I'll tell you what, he's an enthusiasm to anybody that knows him. And he loves his rollers. He's been working with them for many, many years, and he deserves all the recognition and dedication for the dedication that he put in. I want to hand this over to Arif.
Well, this is for JB. Right.
You didn't see it coming, did you? I won the bet.
Like that. Now hold that. That's yours now.
Read it to us. Read it.
Read it.
Read it. You got it for him.
I'll read it.
I'm not reading that.
You read the plaque, James. James will read the plaque.
Okay, it says Lifetime Achievement Award has been presented to Ernest Moffitt Jr., also known as JB, the Junior Boy, whose influence and unselfish personality and whose exemplary contributions to the roller hobby have earned him nationwide recognition and admiration in the finest tradition of the sport. From your true friends in the hobby, June 4th, 2016.
Backing up.
He never saw it.
No, he had no idea. He thought he was talking about
He's disappointed.
Well, I got one more announcement to make, guys. Yeah. Yeah, you deserve it, buddy.
James, I need you and Vicky to step up here a minute. Please. Now you
Yeah.
come up and step up here, please. Please. Please.
my sister did.
Yes.
Blindside us. We've been.
Matt Hansen.
Yeah, you were.
So we planned this about 4 months ago, and when I was driving here yesterday, I need to make sure I did not get stopped by the troopers. Not because I was afraid of getting a ticket, but because I was driving. I'm the Turkish guy. We have a Jamaican guy in the back seat, and we got this redneck with us. So if we had stopped, you knew we were in trouble. Okay.
You're gonna like somebody.
And if the trooper said, "Pump the truck up," and if you saw the pigeons, you would have been arrested for sure. But ever since James got serious with the roller hobby, there was a great support behind him, and that's Vicky Turner. You know, there is a strong woman behind every successful man, and because of you guys, we have events like these. We really appreciate that, and because of that, we got you a little present also.
We got y'all too. That ain't fair.
Well, thank you for your ongoing and unconditional support for the hobby. We appreciate you. So. Wait. Somebody has to read that too, though.
I'm not reading
Read it. Somebody read it. Read that off what nobody wants to read.
Okay, James and Vicky Turner, thank you for your ongoing and tireless efforts to promote the roller hobby. With the warmest and most southern hospitality possible, we will forever feel welcome, wanted, and loved at your home. From your friends in the hobby, June 4th, 2016. Can't say enough about this couple right here. Can't say enough about them.
Well, in all fairness, and I've said this many times, I've got a lot of credit for a lot of things that I didn't deserve. If it hadn't been Vicky, I would have got none of it. I mean, none. And you be quiet. I know. But you know, I got the Hall of Fame award, but she deserves it. Oh Lord, hey, this thing gonna get out of hand.
If I hadn't have known James, I wouldn't have got to know all of y'all. So I got the biggest prize of all.
Anything else? Any comments from anybody?
Yeah, one other thing. Arif has a comment to make here on that.
Oh yeah, for both JB and for James and Vicky, I also printed the same thing. So before you guys leave, either on the front or in the back, please sign it for them so they can remember you forever. It will be on the front, on the table. Sorry. You want me to repeat what I just said, or? we get. Oh, that's for JB.
Thank you.
And Vicky and James have the same thing. Nope, they didn't.
There you go. We'll do JB. Why don't we go ahead and do JB with everybody? He's on fly. Let's do him. We need to get the fly.
I'm gonna go right here.
Don't let the birds out there.
No, I'm not.
That's going to be edited tonight. Well, I'm lucky to have with me J.B. Moffitt. J.B., I wanted to talk to you earlier, and then they told me, they kind of let me know what was going on, so I decided I'd wait till you got your plaque and everything.
You knew about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm in the know. I'm in the news like the media. You know, Fox News, I know everything. How long you been messing with rollers?
Ever since I was 6 years old. I'm 74 now. I'll be 75 December the 24th.
Well, that's great. That is great. And you got our award today. I'm very, very proud of you. James Turner has said your name 100 times to me.
Good people. I don't know number good people.
All of them.
Good people.
You don't meet any bad pigeon people.
No, I don't.
Now,
No, I don't.
I deal with some fancy breeders, and some of them's kind of bad, but the roller people are always good. Well, tell me something. What is this award? Turn that thing around a minute. What is this award? I know it made you cry, but what does this mean? What does it mean to you?
Loved, understood, and it puts me in the Hall of Fame.
It does?
I'm in the Hall of Fame right here. all of y'all. I'm in the Hall of Fame. This fella here takes me anywhere I need to go.
Is that right? What a friend.
Dennis Cook. Yes. He calls me all the time from Florida. They do. People. I just got a lot of good people in my life, and I'm thankful.
That's good.
I'm thankful.
That is great. Well, I know you're going to enjoy that plaque.
Oh yes, very much.
Yeah, no,
if he don't take it from me on the way home.
Well, it's got your name on it.
He don't care.
Okay. He changed the name, didn't he?
Yes.
Well, I'm proud of you, JB. I'm glad to meet you today.
Thank you so much.
Heard your name over and over again.
Yes.
Okay. But I'm glad to meet you.
Same here.
Thank you.
Same here. I've heard a lot about you, and I finally met you.
Okay.
And God bless you.
God bless you.
Have a blessed day.
All right. Bye-bye.
And I just want to thank everybody.
Okay, have with me Mackie McCoy. Mackie's from what?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Right. And how long you been in rollers, Mackie?
I've been in rollers since 2003.
You never had any before then?
No.
Did you ever have any other kind of pigeons?
Yeah, domestic birds.
Right. You talking about just city birds?
Yeah, regular city
right.
birds, yes.
Right. Who got you into business?
Well, a guy by the name of Carlos Palomino
came
to my house, see me with some city birds, asked me what kind of birds I had. I said I had some rollers. Him said, man, those birds is not rollers, man. Get rid of all of them birds, man. So I went to his house for the first time and saw birds flying. I said, yeah, I need some of them birds.
So they were performing, huh?
Yeah, they were performing. And then that year I went to in Jacksonville. Jacksonville had a show. Frank Serber and this guy was Sam Gates. I went there and I saw some shows. That's where I started buying some birds.
Right. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Probably kind of get your own family now.
Well, I mean, the family that I have right now is I got Turner birds and some jackanets.
Okay. You like the Turner birds?
Yeah, they're beautiful birds, and I mean they roll too. You know, it's a beauty to watch them. You know.
Took him years to do that. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I know.
Reef told me, he said, you know what James, me knowing James, what he's done to save me about 30 years.
Yes.
That's what he said.
Yes, for real.
But do y'all live close to each other?
Yeah, very close. Probably about 3 miles from each other.
Well, that's a lot of fun then. John lives about 3 miles from me.
Right.
He don't have rollers, but he's got fancy birds and he's a racer.
Right.
So just good to have that. You know, we grew up together too.
Yeah, I love my birds. For me, it's like a therapy.
Yep. That's what everybody says. And it is. You can't explain it to somebody.
No, I can't. A lot of times, people say, what are you looking at? I say, I'm looking at my birds. Where the birds are at? They're all the way up there. But to me, I enjoy my rollers.
Right.
It really relaxes me.
Right.
And that's my enjoyment.
I think that most people would say the same thing.
Yes.
You don't fly competition or anything in your backyard?
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, I fly the competition with the MBRC, 11 bird competition, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Year before last, 2014, I took the state of Florida.
Oh, you did?
11 bird, yes.
Well, good. That's great then. That's great. Well, look, Mackie, I appreciate you talking to us.
Anytime.
And
it's a pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you again.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I have with me Earl Allen. I heard him talking a while ago. He was talking about Fayetteville. And I got to thinking about my buddy back in Lenore County there, Kelly Brown.
Kelly.
And Billy Ray Brown. Have you ever met Billy Ray?
I've never met him, but I spoke to him on the phone.
Right. Well, they're first cousins. That's how I got to know Kelly. But tell me how you met Kelly. How long ago was that?
Well, I've known Kelly Brown. I'm 59 years old. I've known Kelly since I was about 9 years old. Me and his brother were in the same class in elementary school. Kelly is the first person I ever saw that had pigeons.
Right.
Me and his brother used to go up on his roof and play with his birds and get in trouble.
Right.
Because his brother was younger than him. Kelly is a couple of years older than me.
Right.
And, he's always had birds ever since, all kind of flights, tiplets, homers.
Right.
And then he got into the rollers when I got into the rollers. And now he has some pretty good rollers. And he told me that he met you down in Kinston, and you gave him some really good rollers.
Right.
And so now he's hooked.
He's hooked. He's hooked. Well, how'd you get started? You just told me how you got started.
Well, in the rollers, what happened is I always had a preference for birds that did tricks in the air. I just didn't know what they were called. I used to call them tumblers. I said, I want these tumblers. And then I got a book one time, and I read that there was a breed called Birmingham Rolls. I got the Levi's book. Levy or Levi.
Levy.
Yeah, I got that book and I realized there was a whole breed that was bred to roll. And it fascinated me. And once I saw a kid of rollers in the air, I was hooked.
Right.
I've had rollers ever since. That's been about since 1996.
Right.
And then I started Earl's Roller List in 1998. And I started because I had no way of learning about rollers. Like I told you, I had just found out that they existed. And I wanted to be able to talk to some people who knew about rollers.
Right.
So I said, maybe if I start an internet list, I could talk to people all over the world.
Did it work?
Oh, it really worked. The list is still going strong. What, 18 years later, 98. I started in 96 and 98.
Right.
Yeah, probably about 20 years it's been going.
So you're living in Fayetteville now. You retired or you still working?
I'm retired. I had to retire. You know, I got ill with cancer and I had a couple of surgeries, so I was forced to retire.
I'm familiar with that. You didn't know it. I have cancer too.
We're survivors.
That's right. We're survivors.
Thank God for that.
Yes.
And I had to retire, and then I decided I had to move out of New York because the cost of living was ridiculous.
Right.
And I liked Fayetteville, and I came down here. And matter of fact, Kelly gets back into the story again. I went to visit him up in Kinston where he's at, and I took my 3 little daughters with me, and he had birds. Mm-hmm. And they fell in love. They said, "Oh, Daddy, we never seen this before. He got birds." I said, "Oh, I've been doing that for years. Can we get some?" Long story short, I went home and built a kit box.
Got busy.
Now I have 3 kit boxes and a breeding loft, and the rest is history.
That's right.
I'm flying in my first competition Thursday.
Well,
for the
good.
First time.
I wish you good luck. Earl, I appreciate you sharing
Thank
this
you
time.
so much.
Appreciate you coming down here. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, too.
Okay.
I've heard a lot about you, whether you know it or not. Kelly talks about you all the time.
Right. I know what you mean.
All good things.
Always all good things.
All good things.
I don't think that. Well, thank you for talking to us.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, I have with me Darren Stone, and Darren's from Effingham, Illinois. And I talked to everybody down there trying to find somebody that drove any further than you. Do you know anybody?
Not right off.
So how many miles was it for you?
About 700 miles.
Good gracious. Well, that shows how much love you have for pigeons.
Oh yeah.
You know, how long you been raising pigeons?
I've been since 2008 working with rollers. I had pigeons off and on as a kid, and found a passion for them again as I got a little bit older, and now really have the passion going.
With the rollers?
With the rollers,
yeah.
And starting to do a little fancy breeds as well.
Right. Well, that's good. I don't know why we love them so much, but we do. It's kind of a mystery, isn't it?
It is. They're a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, people say, "What in the world do you do with the pigeons?" I said, "Look at them." Well, I don't understand. I said, "Well, you just don't understand. That's all there is to it. Just like people like horses.
Yep.
You couldn't run fast enough to give me a horse." But anyway, so you've been having rollers since when?
2008.
Okay, well, yeah, you're just getting started then, right?
Just a young'un at it.
Do you fly competition or just backyard flying?
I do competition and backyard both.
Good. Well, I appreciate you coming down here today. Did you come last time to have one?
No, this is the first one I made it to.
Right. Well, I think it's been a good deal myself.
I've really enjoyed it.
Everybody's enjoyed it. We appreciate you, Darren, coming so far.
Thank you,
very
Danny.
much. Okay, I have with me Bill Smith. He's from Southern Indiana. And just talked to Darren Stone, and he came from Illinois. So he said he took him about 600 miles. How far was it for you?
That was about 7.5, 8 hours.
Well, okay, that's pretty good. So you're on the other side of Louisville.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. How long you been messing with these little crazy birds?
Since I was a kid.
Did you have rollers in the beginning, or just pigeons?
No, I got my first rollers in the early 60s.
Early 60s, yeah.
Right after I got out of the service.
Right. So you had them ever since?
I've had them ever since.
Do you fly competition?
No.
You don't? Backyard only?
I just got out of birds, and I had a lot of show rollers, and my first, I'm not going to say my first, but one of my rollers, when I got out of the service in California, I bought from Bill Pinson.
Oh, really?
So
about
but I've had them, like I say, for ages.
Right. Well, that's good. So now you don't have any flyers now?
Nope, the pigeon dust got to bothering me.
Oh, okay.
And, so
that's terrible. That's terrible. You got something you love like your pigeons.
But I come down with two guys, Tony DeSarro and Joe Jefferson. They've got some real nice birds, and they're big time flyers.
Right. Well, good deal. We appreciate you coming down here, Bill.
Okay, pleasure meeting you.
Thank you very much.
You guys have a good day.
All right. Got with me Johnny Rhodes, and he's from Johnson, South Carolina.
Right.
And you come down here to the Roland James Turner Extravaganza, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Did you come before the first one?
Yes, I came to the first one, and even James and I, we were all in a club together 4 years ago. You can see the Backspin Classic, yeah.
Right.
So that's 1997. So I've been knowing James ever since the late 80s and stuff like that. And that's where I got my original birds from, James.
Is that what you're flying, Turners?
I got Duke's Mixture now, because, because a lot of the old birds I had, they died out, and I acquired a disease back in the 90s and wiped me out just about, so I had to,
Was it that PMV thing?
PMV.
Know all about it?
Oh, my goodness. I had Jacquemas and everything. I had a bucket, a whole 5-gallon bucket just pulling heads, because I didn't know what to do, at the time. But then I got the vaccination.
We're going to do this again because that hot. Don't leave me. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I'm still
Say something. Are you having a good time? Sure. Good. You got your hot dog? Yes. You're good to go.
My birthday's soon.
You want to leave it here? You know what? Just sit over here against the wall. Food is ready.
Did you get some pretty good video?
Yeah.
You got some stuff probably.
You've been guarding free. You're good. You're good.
There it is.
Who's run a hog killer? Better, you got a better chance to get this. Might be their number they don't need. If they want to get, they don't need.
One of them get that carrier.
Who's pulling
You got to think positive.
JB's pulling tickets. That's settled. JB's pulling
Uh-oh.
JB's the man today. It's his,
All right, buddy, give me
his
that.
day. JB's
Well,
day.
y'all can just might well leave right now.
You gonna get your own? You gonna get your own?
Yeah. I ain't saying you did.
Hold on, let's holler for him.
I don't know where he's at. He's
I
right
think he's
here.
doing good birds.
He's right
One of the birds, the grand prize, and folks, you gonna get a grand prize if you get these birds. JB, since this is your day, we're gonna let you do the honors.
Did I get right?
Now don't get your chicken. Don't you read these tickets?
Yeah, I'm gonna try real hard to.
Dig his hands.
Dig deep. Dig deep. Deep. Deep.
Got a ticket. 5019. Is that?
What you calling the last three?
Yes. Well, no, the last four. 235019.